Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It's a damn fine day to talk about a book. This is Well Read Beard. I got those two things out of order. We are here for a book review. No, we are here for the Pulitzer Project. I don't remember what episode it is. I think it's episode 9. I think this is my ninth book that I've read for this Pulitzer Project. And as you can see, because I've been holding it up for the last 30 seconds or so, we're going to talk about Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad. I really like this book. This is a 4-star read for me. Off the top of my head, look, there's a couple of these Pulitzers that have killed it for me. Absolutely killed it. Off the top of my head, I want to say this is third place of the 9. I mean, don't get too attached to that because I am going to sit down with all of them again at one point and review them. But what I'm saying is there were 2 of the 9 that have been 5-star reads for me. The rest have been 3 and 4, and I think loosely that this is right there at the top of those 4-star ones. So I like this a lot better than the Nickel Boys. Again, Whitehead. I don't know that anyone else has ever done this. I guess I'll know at the end of this mission that I'm on. But won it twice in a 4-year period of time. Won it in 2017 for this. Won it in 2020 for the Nickel Boys. And again, I started in 2024 and I'm working my way backwards. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this book. And I've already got a short up for it. So let me tell you that I am a jackass. And I didn't really out myself on this, but this book does some things with the Underground Railroad and what we know about it historically. And to be honest with you, on reading this, I thought maybe I just really didn't know what the Underground Railroad was. Look, I knew, but I thought it was bigger than what I thought because of what Colson Whitehead tells us in this book. Now, I have come to read a couple articles and interviews and shit after that and realize that I'm stupid. And he was fictionalizing the Underground Railroad and making it different than it was. I mean, one of the questions about this book, or questions I guess that Colson Whitehead asked himself, was what if the Underground Railroad was actually an Underground Railroad, was actually a railroad? And I knew that that wasn't the entire case, but I guess, to be honest with you, I thought that instances of that in certain places might have existed. Now, I didn't mean like a full-on train or whatnot, but a tunnel with a engineer, escorting a couple people to the next location. So yes, I'm a dumbass, and I learn new shit every day, and that's why I'm gonna stay alive so long. Knock on wood, because I keep on learning. But anyway, so in hindsight, that's fucking really interesting, right? I mean, to take the darkest period in American history, I guess, and fictionalize it to make it even wild, slightly wilder and more dystopian than it really is. I mean, to be honest with you, reading this book, it just kind of it takes shit that we know existed. We know how horrible. We know the horrible things that this country has done. Yet we get angry when a man might want to kneel for a national anthem. Again, not trying to get political here, but we know the atrocities that we have done in the name of country and in the name of the flag and whatnot. And yet we're the question's always asked, well, why in the world did we as America not get involved in the Holocaust sooner? I know why, because we had our own going on, what, 86, 65, 70 years before that, whatever it was. Yeah, just a cool book, makes you think. So again, our main character is Cora. She is a slave in Georgia, and she is, I mean, not satisfied with that life because she's on a shitty plantation with some shitty owners, and not trying to make any level of slavery sound not shitty, but there are levels to that shit, right? There are levels to, you know, I mean, it's still slavery, but I guess you could get on a plantation with some, nice, somewhat human. How can you be a human anyway? But I think you get what I'm saying, and live in, I guess, okay treatment, which that was not the case with her, but she had somewhat I mean, she wasn't going to run, right? She was approached by a man to run, and she knew what happened if you ran and got caught, and that's one level of this that so again, I kind of thought that all this stuff was based in somewhat true story, and I think that some of it maybe, but then after realizing again that I'm a dumbass and that there wasn't really any type of actual underground railroad, um, that maybe some of these other things were highly fictionalized as well. I think what we can assume about most of the book is that it's steeped in truth, but it might be I don't want to use the word exaggeration, but I think you get what I'm saying. So anyway, she knew what happened when a slave ran and got caught. And there's a scene where we observe what has happened to a man who ran away and got caught. And I'm telling you that it was darker than just about any fucking horror book I've read. And I have read a lot of horror books. So something happens. It gives her the reason, the cause to risk it all and to run. Now, a quick aside here. Her mother ran away when she was young. I cannot remember exactly if she was like 6 or 8 years old or whatever, but her mother ran away and left her behind because there was no way she was getting out of there with her. And that has kind of haunted Cora her whole life. I mean, she hates her mother for that, but while on the road, she always thinks there's a chance that maybe at the next stop she will see her mother. So, again, we're leaving Georgia. We go through South Carolina. We go through North Carolina. We have a stint in Indiana. No, where's the one before? Oh, yeah, it's right. Indiana. And each one of these is like its own little dystopian island of slavery. In South Carolina, I guess you would say that the people are more liberal minded. You think that slaves or African Americans are getting to live a bit of a free life, a bit of a work and stay in dormitories, but make a little bit of money, getting the opportunity to see real doctors. And then you realize that in South Carolina, we're using African Americans for medical testing, for medical experimentation, with fertility, with sexually transmitted diseases. And again, I've told you all that, and that is absolutely awful, but it was still better than Georgia, and it's still better than what I'm getting ready to tell you about North Carolina. And I hesitate here because I realize that I am probably giving entirely too much away about this book. So again, that was a stop on the road. Eventually, we make it to North Carolina, and in North Carolina, again, I'm trying to hold back because but this is the darkest, most horrific part of the book. The way that North Carolina has chose to react to the African American population. Now, again, slaves have been brought in from all over the continent of Africa, and then they are, being bred to basically keep the cotton industry alive, and the concern is that now white folks are outnumbered in some places, right? Well, North Carolina, let's just say they take it upon themselves to approach things differently, and I'm telling you, that part is absolutely horrific. There's a stretch of road through the woods, and I'm not going to say anything else about it, but basically, I don't know, the entrance to where we go, and it is dark and horrific. And again, like I said, a couple elements here, damn near more horrific than anything I've ever read in a horror book. So one other thing about North Carolina I will mention is that in this place she is firmly in hiding. She is in a very, very small, cramped, boarded up section of an attic, and it doesn't have a lot of room to move around. Doesn't have a, you know, I mean, she gets food brought to her, gets a chamber pot occasionally emptied, but she, is stuck there, and she's stuck there for at least 4 months. Because at one point I know that it says she's there for 4 months, and but there's a hole like in the house, in the side, in the siding, and she can observe um, things that are going on outside on like the daily, and again, just very, very horrific part. So I'm going to kind of leave it there. At the end of the day, Cora is trying to get free by following the Underground Railroad. Now there are multiple, or at least some other places on this trip that we go. What I found really, really interesting about this was the interpretation of it as a real railroad. I mean, in some cases, it was a engine with a car for a couple passengers and a tunnel going to the next stop. And in some places, it was just like a hand rail car or hand car where you would pump it and sorry, and go on down the road. And then also the levels, like the different levels by state of how things were, or how slavery and mistreatment manifested itself. Yeah, it was wild. Now, I will say that there's a couple things in here that, like the order of it, felt slightly off, and I'll just tell you, like we visit, we spend time with her traveling partner, like when they get separated at one point, and then we go back and get the story of her mother at one point, and I don't want to say that it messed with the flow, but I think in saying that I don't want to say it messed with the flow, I'm telling you that it kind of messed with the flow, and I found that a bit in my reading of Colson Whitehead, that I'm not necessarily there with him 100% on the way his stories flow. But I think that's probably just me, and I'll be reading some more Whitehead eventually, and I'll probably get better with that. But 4 stars, I really, really liked it. Very, very cool book. Colson Whitehead, The Underground Railroad. I liked it more than Nickel Boys, which Nickel Boys is a newer book. But anyway, yeah, this has been Well Read Beard. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.